TeamLease. We've got Ms. Ramani Dathi, who is joining in to discuss the quarterly performance, the outlook on their margins, which has been a bit of a disappointment, which is perhaps what the street is reading into this time around. Thanks so much for taking time out. Let's just talk about your overall numbers this time around, because there has been that pushback in your staffing contract rates. There's been seasonal weakness as well in HR services. That has primarily led to a bit of moderation in your revenue growth. Will this continue?
Yeah. So this quarter in staffing business, we added about 13,000 net associates, which is our highest ever in last 6 quarters. And we believe a similar momentum can be maintained for the coming quarters as well. So the investments that we made in improving our sales and hiring engines have really started paying off. So while general staffing business is doing very well, specialized staffing and degree apprenticeship business, both are higher margin contributing businesses for us. And there have been headwinds for the segments which are impacting the overall growth as well as the margins. Specific to HR services, on a full year basis, we are confident that we'll do more than 25-30% growth with a 8% EBITDA margin. However, specific to Q1, there is a seasonality in our EdTech business. Following the student admission cycle, our revenue billing starts mostly from Q2. So Q1 is always seasonally in terms of revenue as well as profit contribution is low. Otherwise, overall, in terms of revenue growth for this year, we are confident on back of contribution coming from the growth coming from general staffing business. However, margin pressure will continue because in staffing business, PAPMs are mostly flattish. So gross margin, we are not expecting any growth within our staffing business, but we are expecting the net margin improvement coming from productivity enhancement, upsell, cross-sell opportunities.
Pressure will continue, and that's something that you're acknowledging for the next few quarters. By when do you think we can see a pickup? Because we have been seeing these margin wars that has been recurring for quite a few quarters for TeamLease.
Yes. So as I mentioned earlier, specialized staffing business, which is mainly IT staffing for us, is the largest margin contributor. And for the past few quarters, we have been seeing the numbers coming down in overall IT hiring. And as of now, we don't have any clear visibility in terms of when the hiring will pick up in IT and technology side. So as long as the IT contribution is little sluggish, the overall margins will continue to be under pressure. But the other segment, degree apprenticeship, we believe in the next 2 quarters will start getting back on track in terms of positive growth momentum. While the absolute profits, we are confident of improving quarter on quarter. Margins, we are not able to give any concrete indication in terms of how many basis points improvement it could be on a quarter on quarter basis.
Is your assessment of this entire IT slowdown? Because you've said, and we know it, that that's your largest contributor. Look at the state of the industry, whether it is from the startup side or whether it is from the disruptive side because of AI. Things are changing here. Could this be a real threat? Could this be a multi-year disruptive threat for you?
No, specific to us, the AI ML disruption may not impact us because that's happening mainly at the entry level segment, the 0 to 3-4 year segment. Whereas we cater to largely 4 to 8 year experienced and mostly niche segments and profiles. So we are not seeing any kind of threat as far as AI ML is concerned. But it's largely to do with the global slowness in terms of overall IT spending and the overall IT hiring being sluggish.
Not seeing any slowdown there when it comes to AI/ML. So just walk us through then down the line what your outlook is in terms of NEEM's margins as well, because that had been the worst. Is the worst of it now behind us? Will that largely be mitigated by the growth, as you said, in general staffing?
Yes, that's right. So staffing, this quarter we added about 13,000 and we are confident of maintaining similar momentum. So that should completely offset whatever loss that may incrementally come from NEEM headcount. We still have another 10,000 headcount under NEEM, which we believe can be completely phased out in the next 2 quarters. And with increased contribution from staffing and EdTech and HR Tech performances from Q2, Q3 onwards, the overall profits will improve. Absolute profits will improve from Q2 onwards.
Thank you for joining in and sharing with us your outlook on how business is shaping up, acknowledging that margins could remain under a bit of pressure.